Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Caitie.
And I am Cameron. Be sure to use the hashtag Geeks Corner to talk at us this evening.
I didn't like that. No, that's the fact. What's the fact? Give me the fact. Ravioli, ravioli. Give me the factioli.
Star Wars! Y'all, Star Wars came out. I'm not sure if you heard, but like there was a trailer, and it was big news, and it's what we're going to talk about.
That is true. Good job, Cam. Did you say who you were?
That's what he started with.
Okay.
It's so weird to throw him off.
It did. I was a little bit...
That went according to plan.
That worked really well.
That
Awesome.
was terrifying.
It went through so many different iterations. By the time it actually happened, I was like, which one did we decide on?
I
don't
didn't decide
remember.
until the moment.
We decided
yes.
on something?
Yes, and.
Oh,
Yes,
This
and.
is one of the most planned episodes.
It is.
Planned
I don't like
evenings of Geeks Corner.
That's scary.
Perhaps of all time.
That's terrifying.
Anyway, this week, specifically yesterday, the final trailer for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker hit the internet after it hit the football.
Smashed.
Which,
Hit the football.
let's talk about this first.
Football.
This was in the middle of Monday Night Football during the halftime show.
Yes.
If I might.
Did you watch this?
No.
Okay.
Football is it's kind of a niche cosplay. Well, it's really like a LARP.
Yeah, it's LARPing.
It's a situational thing where like there's a competitive system using points. It's surrounding a totem-like object. The point system is very complicated. I don't know where they're rolling the dice to be able to get the stats that they're using, but I'm not familiar with the system.
And you have to talk about what it's like to watch it on TV. So there's 15 seconds of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then two guys start talking randomly about other random stuff that's remotely connected to the other guys actually
They're
playing
all
said
using
game.
the announcer voice. It's very interesting.
Yes. And my favorite part is they'll talk about, at least from watching last night, they talk about whatever play happened. And then they start talking about the guys that made the play.
Mm-hmm.
And, last year he was in Chicago for the blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I don't know. And I just want to watch Star Wars.
I'm just here to watch Star Wars.
So then it gets to halftime, and everybody's like, now's the moment we've all been waiting for, Star Wars. And instead they do a segment on football.
Yep.
And I was like, no, we just want the Star Wars.
No, you're waiting for a
We're not
segment
going to
on
watch
football.
ESPN the whole night just because you threw a trailer on.
I imagine the majority of the country. You all know that scene from Batman Returns. I think is that the one, the third one in the series, the Nolan series.
Sure.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The third one, Dark Knight Rises. That's the one. And
That's the correct
that scene where he's in the prison and all of them are Rasa, Rasa. I feel like that's most of the geek country. Just come on,
Get it
come
over with.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it was stressful. And thankfully it wasn't as stressful as it could have been because they opened up ticket sales an hour and a half early, which was a bit of a surprise, but it worked in our favor. So we are excited to go see this movie together. And then we waited for this trailer to come, and you had to watch it streaming first because they didn't release it exactly right on. So you're watching it streaming while hitting refresh on the phone, be like, hey, did it show up anywhere else so I can see it and put it on the website? And so we watched it all from our different locations, different times, places. I don't know. And
Can we talk about stories of viewings?
yeah, I think that would be the best way because
Cool.
I actually think the worst story viewing is Caitie's.
I don't. I
Because-
might have a beat. Let's find out.
Well, the reason I think hers might be the worst is because Caitie was working at Starbucks last night
Yes.
while I was covering this story in real time.
Yeah.
And she had to watch me overreacting
Yep.
to said trailer. And there's some emotional big moments across the spectrum of emotions that we'll get to in a few minutes. And she's over there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
I think one of
dying.
the worst parts about it was that I had gotten multiple text messages of like, oh my god, it's Star Wars time! Ah! And then I was in the back room. I walk out of the back room, and between my espresso machines, through the bar glass, I look at Mr. Daps, and he's giving me this face, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm working! And then the rest of the evening, I feel like I kept like begging for details with my eyes because I was not allowed to watch it because I was working. And I was just like, please tell me things. And he told me no things.
All right, Cameron, what's your story?
In my daily life, I dress better than this. I often wear three-piece suits, hair coiffed in a particular fashion, and I commute carrying an attaché. I was sitting in LA Union Station, which is a very large train station, waiting for a train, appropriately. I decided to watch the trailer as it came out. I did not know this, but by the end of the trailer, I took out my headphones to look at the police officer standing over me, who said, "Are you okay, son?"
That's good.
I was emotionally compromised.
Good.
I was weeping full force in the middle of a train station. It was intense.
Let's talk about this first. This was an emotional trailer. Everybody agrees. What is the one emotion or one word covering emotions that you would use to say your reaction the moment the trailer ended was?
Big.
Is that an emotion?
It is
Okay.
emotion. Because it's grandiose. Everything is, the scale of everything they've shown so far is just, ugh.
Shock, I guess. But not that I was particularly shocked or surprised by anything that I saw. It was more just shock that we have a final trailer and that we have seen it with our eyes.
Wait, you weren't shocked or surprised by anything in the trailer?
Well, no, there were, but I'm saying
By the way, we are talking about every element of the trailer tonight, so if you don't want to know, don't watch.
Go like this. La, 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 la.
But I'm saying it wasn't, I didn't leave the whole trailer being like, that was the most shocking thing I've ever seen. There were shocks and there were surprises. But I definitely kind of very quietly like closed the YouTube app and I just kind of sat there like...
So the question then is, what was the most impactful moment in the trailer?
I mean, I think I know yours. Go for it.
3PO.
Yeah, it's probably mine too.
Okay, I was hoping that would be, because that's why I made the title the way it is.
Yeah, it's sad.
Because we don't know. Maybe it's not.
He is prone to overreaction.
It's also very true. I just like that. I liked reading it as like a sarcasm thing, like, thanks 3PO. Like, you had to go and die.
No, it was more of a thanks. 3PO.
I know. No, I know. But
You
that's
had to go and die.
Keeping it positive here on Geeks Corner. If it's from the same scene, did anybody notice Finn's face during that scene?
No.
He actually almost looks borderline amused.
And he's like,
he.
that's fun.
Anyway, I was reading tweets.
I know.
Bailey
It's always very
saying,
funny when you...
He's processing information.
Listen, y'all. Worried. This is from Bailey about
Listen, y'all.
3PO. He's going to have his mind wiped so he can infiltrate the First Order, whatever blatant foreshadowing guy Emperor Palpatine has got going on, leading to the Red Eyes. Then he's going to die because one droid has to go, and it's not going to be BB-8.
I think that is true, and I'll tell you why.
I want to see BB-8 shot like a cannon.
I agree that 3PO is the one that needs to die, and I'll tell you why.
Praise
He is
God.
the only one that has to be a person, and that person is so synonymous with the character, which is Anthony Daniels. R2, BB-8, the new droid, something O.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
All of those, you'll notice, are non-human-centric, voice-centric. They can be adapted and used by anybody, so they have staying power. C-3PO does not. Anthony Daniels is a human being. They are going to give him an exit, I'm assuming.
I think that would be a nice choice. I don't know for sure that that's the direction they'll take. I think it would... I have mixed feelings on it. Part of me is like, yeah, totally go do it. The other part is like, it's going to be heartbreaking enough knowing that there's no more Leia after this film. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be a huge blow in itself. And so it'll be interesting to see how many times JJ punches us when we're down.
It is JJ Abrams,
and
though.
That's where I'm like...
He doesn't punch Grey down. He kicks to the gut.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see how hard he goes with that. Like...
He's going to go hard.
I kind of think so, but you kind of have to. You have to close out this thing. The other thing I think that would be fitting with losing 3PO in this film is he was created by Anakin in the first episode 1, I should say. It would totally make sense.
If he got a forced ghost?
No.
Okay, sorry, go on.
But I do think it would totally make sense for him to end, like,
Yeah.
his run could be over at the end of the saga's run, and I think that would be fine. Like, R2-D2 is already around. Like, there's not really, we don't see a creation of any of the other that we know of yet, but I think it'd be fitting, or yeah, I think it would. Anything else have on 3PO?
I agree that his mind is going to be wiped for a purpose. I think that that's what's happening in that scene. I don't know what the purpose may be, but I think that it's definitely, or memories being restored or something. I agree with that.
Or maybe even just adding programming that could be a risk.
I mean, they could have just been updating to 13.0. And
I mean, that honestly, I had that thought, is like, maybe they're just updating him and they don't know what's going to happen.
It's the iOS 13 beta. That's what it is.
I mean, we might be seeing him get updated to whatever this is, let's say Sith programming or something, so he can read something Sith.
And it becomes a plug for Siri.
These come out, the red eyes,
Yeah.
and then they unplug him or they whatever, and then he's back to previous version of 3PO, and he doesn't remember any of it.
And then every 5 seconds he's saying, please finish setting up Apple Pay in settings. It's weird.
But you know, there's lots. JJ's known for misleading us in trailers, so
Yeah, I feel like probably 50% of this was missing.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, and I actually think C-3PO's biggest chance of survival is the fact that it looks like he's going to die.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about other parts of the trailer. What is the first thing that pops into your mind other than 3PO from this trailer?
Standing in the throne room.
Yeah, I think that's
Also
great.
good.
Let's go with that one.
That's so good. I mean, it confirms that they're on the Death Star in a way that because we've assumed up until this point, but I mean, they're standing in the throne room and it's broken. And,
Talk about coming back and connecting the dots.
Oh, it's so good.
Any predictions for that?
I don't think, and this is a little bit bigger, but I don't think we're going to see Sheev Palpatine physically.
I agree.
Yeah. I think it's going to be more presency, but it's not going to be like a physical form.
Or he might be in something.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, or someone.
Yeah.
But not who we know.
Yeah.
I agree. Where do you think this particular scene takes place in the movie?
Like location?
Like first act, second act.
I'm thinking that's more towards the end of the second, so about mid-film. I feel like it's very Abramsy to show something that you think would be the conclusion of the film and place it in the middle.
Yeah.
I think so too, and I almost wonder if going here is what leads to suddenly, oh shoot, there's a whole new Empire fleet that's showing up.
Yeah.
And just because of progression of what they're wearing, we'll see.
Yep.
I mean, I could also see it being they just fought the Imperial fleet, and then it leads to this, which really leads to something else also. I don't know. We have no clue. Let's talk about the fleets.
Can we talk about Millennium Falcon getting the round plate back? Did y'all notice that?
That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, oh, good choice. Excellent choice there.
Well, if it's Lando at the helm, I'm sure the first thing he did was, what'd you do?
Yeah.
What'd you do to my ship?
Fix it.
Is that line in there? What'd you do to my ship?
What did you? Oh yeah, that's gonna be in it. Honestly, what I could picture happening is like his entrance is like it's not like this like in the distance door opens you see it's literally he walks into the side of the scene and starts going, you fix that, like just fix that now.
Well, I'm also
yelling at Chewie.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Chewie.
I'm sure that the end of Solo is going to tie in, because at the end of Solo it's Lando being incredibly upset, like, what are you doing? Stop doing that. And then Han immediately like crashes it again. He's like, what are you doing? So I feel like they're going to bring that right back around.
Lando.
Then you've got the rest of the fleet around him, which you've seen. It looks like pretty much any Resistance or Rebellion ship we've ever seen is going to be there. It looked like Han's transport ship from Force Awakens was there. It
The Hammerhead
Corvette.
Ghost.
The Ghost, which was awesome. And I'm curious who's piloting said Ghost, because that has implications in the greater Star Wars universe.
Not to mention seeing those particular characters live action, which would be very
if we get to see them. We might just hear them again, because
yeah.
Rogue One, you hear them, or hear reference to them. And But there's options that they could go with there that they've already set up in
And
the
there
show.
were B-wings and Y-wings. Oh, so good.
Get hyped.
Yes.
And a ridiculous Imperial fleet with horses on it.
Yeah.
Horses.
What do we think about that? Other than how fast BB-8 is.
I'm fascinated.
Did you see he was going? I was like, whoa! I knew he was fast, but
I think, it continues some of the overarching themes. I can understand the choice because, I think Ewoks think Kashyyyk, like it's
the simplicity of
it's nature overtaking industry. It's a running theme throughout Star Wars, and I think it's necessary. It's good.
So what do you think is going to happen there?
Saving the day on horseback.
I'm gonna say. So hear me out. They go to a gambling place.
Actually, yeah, I had that thought.
I really hope that because there is a new character introduced there that's going to have some connection to Finn.
Yep.
But I really hope that some way correlates to Rose just kicking butt.
I hope so.
I want to see the Rose kicking butt scene so bad.
Well,
I feel like it's going to happen because they've been so mum about her.
Yeah, I want her just to own.
I think there's two possibilities that could come out of this. One is she's going to have the really awesome scene, but she's also going to be in that scene with like a really awesome weapon, really awesome outfit, something
that leaves
that is,
iconography with you. Yeah,
which is why it's not in a toy yet.
Yeah,
and
Yep.
and I've been seeing some talk about, well, why isn't there more Rose toys? And I have to wonder if it's because third act Rose, they can't show yet.
Yeah. And let me just say that if that completes the arc, as I'm hoping, Rose is lined up to be my favorite character from the new trilogy.
Yeah, she could
I love her.
Already in love, but just...
She was one of the highest bright spots of The Last Jedi, I think. One of the things I noticed more in tone of the ensemble in this film, and it's a directing difference, I think, is... Did you notice that J.J. Abrams is more about the community?
Yeah.
And
a lot of big shots of togetherness.
Ryan Johnson is much more about the journey.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And I think it's good to have Ryan right in the middle because it's going to... I mean, they got split up in the Empire Strikes Back too, but it was interesting seeing Rey kind of look ridiculously serious, look over at Chewie, a little bit of a grin, and you just see that warmth happening in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and I'm curious to see how that plays out throughout the film. It'll be interesting. The Force voice, it sounded like, started with Luke, ended with Leia.
Yeah.
Are we going to see a Force ghost Leia in this film?
It would make sense.
Her? I think that would be a really solid choice because there's enough stuff out there that you could pull different lines and create stuff for her.
It does lead to one of my bigger fears with the movie that I've had in the back of my head, but this kind of emphasized it. I don't know if I want this. I feel like I would emotionally react to it, but my fear is an endgame choice, which is to say holding punctuation till the end of the movie for a big scene with something that they think is going to carry a lot of emotional weight, like the scene at the end of Endgame did, but doing it in the Star Wars universe.
A New Hope, kind of?
Kind of, but like it's more that I feel like they're insinuating like a Force Ghost army or something like that. That would be emotionally impactful for a viewer, but in context of the universe, like Rey wouldn't know or care who these people are, well, she'd care. But like, I hope they don't try to pull the punch of an Endgame mass arrival. I could see them doing something like that, but not like that. The portals open up in Endgame and everybody shows up. I hope it's not that.
Yeah.
I hope it is something a little bit more subtle, or at the very least, differently orchestrated. I can see them trying to lean in that direction, but I mean, an army of Force Ghosts would be super cool.
I don't actually see that happening. I do think you could have the Obi-Wan Kenobi effect happening where there's some guidance coming from her and Luke.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to see there's the one I think that you could see popping up.
Would love
because
that.
I think there could be a balance of Force thing happening. And that would kind of make sense just because he was supposedly the chosen one. And if he never finished his mission or his balancing
he was
of the Force,
chosen one.
There you go. And but if he hasn't finished it, I could see in an effort to the Force realigning itself and Palpatine messing things up, a need for him to return.
Yeah.
And that one would make sense. I could see both of them returning. And
as a side to side, Anakin was the chosen one because the prophecy was that he would bring balance to the light side and the dark side of the Force. He did that because he killed all the Jedi.
Yeah.
So he brought balance to the Force because there were only 2 Sith that we know, or 3. So he brought balance.
we'll see. Like, I'm not making any predictions to the end of this movie because they might change the game on us. Any other things that really pop out during this?
I mean, lots. Oh, there's so much.
The rain. The
battle.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Obviously.
Isn't that interesting that was not the highlight moment, though?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, 3 months ago, we'd have been like, oh, that's going to be the highlight moment. And now we're like, okay, that's just going to be one thing of many. And,
yeah.
like, I'm looking forward to that space
also
shuttle.
the Vader thing.
The Vader thing.
Yeah,
is
Vader
cool.
thing. The overshot of what we assume to be Palpatine or some machination of it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Palpatine because that'd be too easy of a giveaway. But I'm curious most, the thing that left me with the most questions, do we know that broken down ship that was flying over the ocean? Mm-hmm. Do we know what? I assumed it was Luke's broken X-Wing. That was my first thought.
But it almost looked like, I don't know.
Because it reminded me of the things that flew over Crate.
I kind of think it's going to be a water version of that.
I kind of thought, but also if you look, I think it is a busted X-Wing.
And it could be. I mean, that's kind of how the Crate things were made too.
Which might imply that that's actually on the planet Luke was on, the Porgs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Is that Octu or is Octu the island?
Octu. Well, Octu is the planet.
It is the planet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it could be Octu. Yeah.
At least there were no porgs in the trailer.
All right, so...
Wouldn't that be an interesting reveal if Octu is the forest moon of Endor? That the explosion of the Death Star threw it off of its orbit or something like that? I
don't think it's going there, but... Because it's the original Jedi Temple. So
and wouldn't it be interesting if that was it?
That would be interesting. All right, so... having now seen this trailer, more excited, less excited, exactly the same. Did it change anything?
Can't get more excited. I'm already maximum excited.
Because I'm very hyped.
Oh, it's so good.
I was cautiously optimistic before this trailer, and I will say this...
It's going to be a home run.
I went to home run. I'm sold on the movie now.
It's going to be so good.
All right, speaking of being sold on things, Cameron and I took an adventure with Luke on... I'll wait for Cameron to get ready to talk a little longer. Took an adventure with Luke on Saturday to Old Town Orange, where we went shopping for Caitie Bear's birthday.
That's me.
Because she was turning 12. And
I turned 12!
There we go. So we thought it would be fun to raise the bar on birthday gifts here on Geeks Corner. So we did a brief video together, and I'm going to count down from 5 if both of you are ready, because we don't have a way to watch it on the screen right now. So we're going to watch it on this while you watch it on that in 5, 4, 3.
Hi, I'm Mr. Daps, and I'm here in the Orange Circle because it's Katie's birthday. And where better to go shopping with Cameron than in the Orange Circle? Why are we here, Cameron?
Because it's actually a really cool place, really near Disney. If you want to find something interesting that isn't necessarily like a Disney collectible.
It's right over there.
Or maybe like something that is Disney collectible from 50 years ago. This is a really good place for it. So we're going to find something for Katie today.
Let's go shopping. This might be a winner.
Katie, do you think, is this the
Katie,
one?
Do you like this? Happy Halloween, happy birthday.
50% off. VHS.
You have a player, right? Great idea. We know how much you love to go to Starbucks. You spend time there, spend money, drink their drinks, all that stuff. So we thought, gift card. So we know how much you love photography now. So what do you think about this? We've had a great time shopping here at the Orange Circle. We've got some great ideas that we're going to go get and then bring it back to the studio. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
So getting the goose, right?
Yeah, cool. Of course.
Sweet. Oh, apparently they didn't like it.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Presents.
do I have a demon doll goose?
You're going to find out right now.
You think I was going to gift that? No, that is my home.
I
Is that
should note
Chip's
that
friend?
right now the tweet just went out from Bailey saying the betrayal is happening if this one's number 1, right?
Yes, that can be number 1.
So here's number 1.
Okay, am I allowed? Is it typical rules? I'm not allowed to look.
You whatever.
Whatever. Is it in here?
Somewhere.
Okay, I'm scared.
These are all very old things. So.
All very
Obviously.
old things. It's a bag, and then there's another bag, and then there's tissue paper around the bag, and then I heard you like bags, so we put a bag inside your bag, so you can bag while you bag. Hey! It's a postcard, and that's to Merlin.
And it's from the 50s, so it is very old.
God.
Present 2. Well, 2 and 3, kind of. They
Do you think they go together? Special.
Oh, there.
Both be in the same plastic.
You better
sure
keep
they
going
are.
though, because we're running out of time.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to be careful.
No, that's overrated.
It's the Great Muppet Caper, and also songs from Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room.
That is correct.
How awesome! Well done. Okay, I'm trying to make room. I'm scared.
You should be. You should feel the weight first.
Actually, we'll do it this way. Move the record.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't want to.
Just get it out of the way.
Oh!
This was
It's
the
our
moment
Proudest
we
Fine,
saw
yeah.
it.
We're like, yep, that's the
This,
thing.
you better careful.
Yeah.
You just slammed it on the table.
That's different.
Okay.
I knew what I was doing.
Comedic effect, I guess.
Yes,
I'm scared.
you should be.
Dun, 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 dun. It's heavy.
A little bit.
Yeah, apparently. What the heck?
What year is it from,
Does it
Cameron?
go new?
I want to say this is 40s.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
So this is an original cast iron Mickey Mouse. It was one of the things that was released, most likely pre-Disney, or Disneyland rather.
Yeah.
So it is one of the earliest Mickey Mouse toys.
What the heck?
All the amazing things you can find at the Circle of Orange.
Yeah, they got some good stuff.
Yes. So as we wrap up this show, there's a couple more things we get this week just to take note on the website. First of all, I reviewed Maleficent, Mistress of Evil in a 4DX theater, which was an experience. Have you ever done that, Cameron?
Yeah, I'm
It's
picturing
a
that
trip.
film in that theater, and
It
I
was
don't
very
know.
interesting. The trailer for Frozen was ridiculously interesting, so I've got my thoughts on that up on the website.
It's a knock. It is a knock. They confirmed it.
And then on whatever day, Friday, we reviewed, same day actually, we reviewed The Lion King, the new, I don't know what to call it, the new iteration.
Beyonce's The Lion King.
Donald Glover's
So
the
my
Lion
big
King.
question, have you seen this movie?
No.
Okay, here's
Well, I
my
saw The
question,
Lion King.
which is going to, yeah, you saw it. Can you feel the love tonight during the day?
This has been his big thing. He can't stop talking about it.
Literally, they start singing the song. and
Is
I'm
this
like,
his Bowie knife on a mech moment?
And I was kind of like, wait, is it gonna like fade through the song and it'll be dark by the end of the song? So then
No.
you've got a really pretty.
It was day the whole time.
It was day the entire, and that was actually my biggest criticism of the movie. It was better than I
was.
thought it was going to be. I enjoyed it. Seth Rogen not being able to sing was hilarious.
Poor Seth Rogen.
Especially when you watch the bonus features, which totally are worth it.
Yeah.
And I actually, from a Blu-ray home entertainment standpoint, liked this one better than so many other ones I've done, just because the humor factor of like, this was the most humiliating thing you've ever done. I
kinda
love
sad.
this. It was, and he admits it, and then they show all of the ones that didn't work. Worth it just for that one bonus feature. It was great. But no, I thought it was fun.
It was fun.
Like, there's a few digital things that are kind of weird. And there's a few vocal things that are just like, you can't match the original. Like, the original was pretty much perfect.
I agree.
And but they did do some interesting takes and changes on the story that were a lot of fun, and added some Like, at first I was disappointed there was no Ed the hyena. But then they continued on with the hyenas, and I was amused.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like your take. And that was kind of my response to everything. Yeah. But it was enjoyable. You can see both of those up on the website, and we will end there.
You should go to thegeekscorner.com. That is thegeekscorner.com. It's a website you're probably on right now if you're watching it there. If you're not, totally go there. It's all of our shows.
You should go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens, find our mailing list, subscribe to our mailing list, and find our Patreon.
Yes, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel and not miss any of the videos we have going up. I'm still slowly getting through ones from Florida, so a bunch of those will be coming up, and a bunch of holiday stuff in like a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. So we got all that coming too. Now we are going to go have Caitie open more presents that were sent in by awesome people. So thank you on her behalf. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Bye!